Hey guys, welcome to another Tuesday night watch talk. After a holiday weekend here in the States, yesterday was Labor Day, and now it's back to reality. I hope you guys had, here in the States anyway, a great extended weekend. If you're not in the States, I hope you just had a great weekend and a great Monday and a great Tuesday. What is up, everybody? I'm happy to chat with you. The kids started school today, sort of. It was a soft opening for them, and and tomorrow is their first day. So from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, they are out of the house, and I am excited for them. I'm excited for them, but I'm also excited for myself as well. Um, hey Rob, what's up, man? How you doing? I think your volume is is it's a speaker probably. Yeah, I think I hear
Let's
you
see.
now. Yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah,
trying to
yeah.
mess
I
with
hear you.
this thing. All right, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Now you clicked out again. It looks like you may have like a reconnection or something like that with your speaker wire or something like that. Um. Anyway, well, while you get that situated, I'll say hello to the chat. Um. Nope, still can't hear you. Neff is here. How you doing? I'm sorry. It's okay. It's all
Now,
good. Yeah. Yeah. Deech is here. What's going on? Hey, AZ Clayton's here. How are you? Marceau is here. What is up? And I hear an echo from Roz. Uh,
How's it sound now? Because I
so
disconnected that. Am I still
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
okay? Perfect, perfect. I don't
Yeah,
know what was going on.
yeah. I think it's like maybe it's like sometimes when you fool around, you come in like with the actual mic itself. But
Hmm.
we're always working on audio stuff here, so we're good guys. Wilson's here. How you doing, Wilson? Mr. Cassioc is here. Hey, Rob, what do you got on wrist today?
I just barely got in from work, so of course it's the work watch again. So
Yeah, excellent,
I didn't have
excellent.
time to
The
change it.
the
Like,
Seamaster GMT. No, 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 no. It's great. It's a great watch. It's awesome watch. And I think I want to allude. We're going to allude to that a little bit, like talking about work watches and dress watches, maybe a little bit today.
mhm.
And see where that takes us. Hey, Bruno is here. What is up? Hey, Peter C is here. How are you, Peter C? Keith is here. What's going on? Let us know what you guys are wearing on wrist. Keith, what are you wearing on wrist tonight? Let us know. Chaz is here. Time Hill is here. Hey, Joey B is here. What is up? Um, Bill K is here. Anonymous Watch Guy. Hey, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? BJ's here. Black Cat right behind Ra is here as well. Uh, Hobby Bobby's here. What's up? Uh, all right. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that, Mr. Cripperino. I'm not going to say it. Hey, Amin. How you doing? Pale Horse is here. Hey, Jared. Happy Tuesday, everyone listening from Drive Home. But it's yeah, Speedy Tuesday for Jared, for sure. Um, hey, thanks, Amin. And before I continue, a couple of things. I have this giveaway that I'm doing for the month of September. If you guys haven't had the opportunity yet to enter, please do. I will be giving away the Tissot PRX, the green dial. Really great
It's a good
watch.
one.
I mean, I put this out there the other day, and I can't believe how the response has been, right? People love the PRX, like
Yeah,
way so more than, I mean, I know it was a good watch, I know it's a popular watch, but people are really, really loving it. And I was talking to my to Chaz earlier, and he was like, yeah, he was reading the comments, and like for a lot of people, it's like an aspirational piece. Like it's like a, for an affordable watch, and
right.
if you have, if you play in that realm, like this is like a nice watch to add. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, it's nice. They're nice.
yeah,
I'm surprised they took off the way that they did. That caught me off guard. They just
well,
like
yeah,
a
I mean,
rocket ship. It's like
absolutely. I mean,
wow.
like we know that pretty much anything, in the last year or two that has been a integrated bracelet style case system,
Hmm.
influenced by the Royal Oak or any other 70s um, sports models of the like has done well, right? It's really hard to screw it up, I think. But the
Hmm.
Tissot, I mean, it just has really taken off, and so going back to Amin saying about the 4,000 subscribers, I I want to really express a lot. I want to express my gratitude, right? Um, you know, I I can't do this without the support that I get from guys like Ra and everybody on the chat, like who watched my channel and who's been involved in this community that I certainly didn't create, but I am happy to be a part of for the last like couple of years. And without you guys, like I couldn't reach this success or this, if you call it success, whatever. I couldn't have reached this milestone. And and especially like there's some guys out there who are friends and great supporters who have donated watches to my channel in order for me to do these giveaways, and they'll tell you they want to remain anonymous, and I appreciate that, and I'll keep their to their wishes, but I know who you are, and I really appreciate everything you guys have done for me and helped my little channel along, and I truly enjoy what I'm doing, and this is like a highlight in my life. You know what I mean? Like I have my family, which I'm very happy to have, and I have this hobby, that helps balance out my life, and I couldn't do it without like you, Ra, and Amin, and guys on the chat, Colin and Chaz, and all the other guys, so Wilson, I mean, I'm not, and if I'm leaving you out, it's not because I'm leaving you. I mean, it's just there's so many of you guys.
Hmm.
So thanks again. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, so 4,300 subscribers. My goal at the beginning of this year when I had 2,500 was to get to 5,000, and I thought that was a going to be a hard one to get. But it looks like it's within,
Yeah, it's on its
it's within
way.
the distance. It's on its way, and it's also because of these guys, who have really been so generous with me and help donate these watches for these giveaways that's really been taking off lately, and hopefully the content that I do will do it justice, you know um so anyway, I'm gonna stop again. I'm about to get sappy. uh and Ken Spear here checking in for Pittsburgh. um hey Munch, thank you so much, really appreciate it. Mr. Cassioke is here. Hey, Scott Turlo is here. How you doing, Stefan? How are you? Thanks, Peter. Really appreciate it. AJ, we're in the Sea Clouds. So am I. Sea Clouds today. I'm wearing a great watch. Um, Flip and Zippo's here. Hey, what's up, buddy? Um, Michael B is here. Hey, Michael. How you doing? Bruno's wearing his $8 1980s Benner's Quartz purchased from Whatnot. Yeah, a lot of if you're interested in getting some vintage timepieces, Whatnot seems to be a good place to go. Our own Peter C, he has a Whatnot channel. Our friend Watch Chris also has a Whatnot
Yeah.
channel and does some streaming and giveaways as well. Um, Marceau working out with his MTG. Good watch to work out with. Um, Keith, his wrist is currently naked, but he wore his Hamilton khaki field mechanical. That's great. Hey, Kara, Joy's here. Sloop John B. Hey, first time here, wearing a new yellow Raven trucker. Awesome. Um, PRX is killer for sure. I'm gonna have also when I do the the giveaway announcement winner. The video is coming out this Sunday. I'm also gonna have another surprise in that video. So stay tuned. Chris J, have you seen the Seiko 5 Sports Kumaruma limited editions? Uh, Kawamura. Is that the new Seiko 5, Chris, with the see-through um, dial, and you can see the date and whatnot?
Oh yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, right? PRX is killer. Another thumbs up for the hey, Hobby Bobby saying cool cat raw. Yeah, he's just chilling back there, huh?
Yeah, he hasn't joined us. She hasn't joined us in a while.
Yeah, yeah,
A
that's right.
year ago,
You,
she was sitting up there too.
that's right. That's right. Anytime I see a black cat, I mean, we used to have a black cat, and we had he passed away last year, and we just loved him. He was a great cat. But now we have a new cat now. I mean, so we have two, right?
Mhm,
And her name is Mirabelle, and she has no teeth, no teeth.
mhm,
But it doesn't seem to affect her at all. She eats wet food, um,
mhm.
kibble, doesn't matter. She just, sometimes when she falls asleep, her tongue sticks out because she doesn't have the teeth to keep in her tongue. But other than that, she's fine. Hey, Bill K, thank you. Thanks again, man. I really, really appreciate it. Time Hell wearing his Marine Master. Caliber YQ, thank you so much.
It's a nice one.
Um,
Great masters.
yeah. Chaz saying, I feel like Rob is about to give everyone in the chat a watch tonight celebration. Maybe, maybe, wouldn't that be a day? That's like a Oprah Winfrey moment, right? Check under your chair and there's a watch. Imagine like I sneak into all your houses and Justin is strapped in. Ken Spears here. How you doing, Ken? Yeah, 5K around the corner. Hopefully, Amin. Sure. Um, Ah, Wilson, thank you so much. Love you too, buddy. Appreciate it. Can't wait till you come on the stream one day. Um, Camera off. You're more than welcome. You can come on camera off. Uh, Kevin S. Now just part of all the other guys. Thanks. Stop it. Would you stop? Uh, let's see here. Hey, James Duffy's here. No, thank you, Bobby. Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'm glad, like if I can, bring in some sort of entertainment to at least a few of you a couple times a week. I felt like I've done a good job. Um, Kevin S is wearing my obscured by clouds today. Just now, is Ra gonna convince Bobby to buy a watch tonight? He has a streak going. I don't know about
Mhm.
that. Um, y- yeah, Ron needs to convince Bobby to celebrate 4K in style by a
Yeah,
watch. Oh,
you're
jeez.
never going to be at 4K again. Might as well take a look at some stuff because it's never going to
Well,
happen.
maybe we'll do some watch shopping in a little bit. Maybe I'll show you a couple things that I've been thinking about, Ra, and then you can give my opinion. Because this is in lieu of the fact that like I had put an order for that PRX Chrono
Mhm.
on
Right.
eBay from a seller out in Canada, and they kind of like were like, I thought they had the watch, they didn't have the
Mhm.
watch, they couldn't tell me when they were gonna get the watch, so I canceled it. So I canceled
Yeah,
it, and they,
I've done the
you know,
same.
did a very good job, and they refunded my account within like 2 days. So,
Oh, good.
I mean, other than like them kind of like not being transparent about them not having to watch, otherwise the service was pretty good. I mean, they always responded to my emails very quickly, and they returned my money as soon as
Mhm.
I asked for it. So,
It's a little underhanded, though. I hate when
it,
I hear that happening because
yeah,
you send the money and now they're trying to source it, and
yeah,
they
yeah,
still
yeah,
want to get
yeah,
money on their end. It's like, man,
yeah,
if you don't have the watch, don't post it. Damn. Come on.
exactly. Yeah, that's the way I feel. Kevin S SPB 313 tonight. That's what he's wearing. Justin R is gonna unsubscribe and then resubscribe just to get that thrill again. That first date feeling. Thanks, Kevin. Thank you so much. Celebrate 4K by buying a watch, which is 16K. I don't think so. Buy a 4K watch. Okay, there's plenty of
Yeah,
great
that's a
watches
good
in that
idea.
price range.
It's a good idea.
Uh,
Every milestone, that's your budget.
yeah. Oh man. That's bananas. That's bananas. Um, yeah. So we're in a sea of clouds, and I was having or was privy to a conversation that was going on before I came onto the chat, and I'm kind of gonna stretch what I'll basically I'm going to talk about what thoughts came into my mind after hearing this conversation, which
Hmm.
probably wasn't um, really what the conversation was about, but it sparked a few ideas for me. And that is like, okay, so dress pieces, right? Do we really need them? I know we've talked about this before.
Hmm.
Depending on your lifestyle, depending on do you actually go into an office or whatnot, I like the idea of having a dress piece. I consider the Sea of Clouds now a dress piece, but
Yeah.
um, it is my favorite kind of watch, though, Ra. I mean, and I
Mm.
really like, especially when you get to a certain point with these dress pieces, the attention to detail, the
Right.
polishing, guilloche, right? The engravings going on, and they're just so beautiful, to me that I just want
Hmm.
to. That's really most of the time all I want to buy. But at a certain point, like, do I need to have multiple dress watches, right?
Yeah,
Would I
that's a
be?
big, yeah. Yeah, like you said, it depends on the person too. Like I am very rarely dressed up.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and I
What is
use
the
my
dressiest watch? What would you consider the dressiest watch in your collection? And it may not be a dress watch, but
oddly,
what
it's
would
not
you?
even a dress watch. It's
Yeah,
what do you call it? The Aquaterra, which is
yeah.
a watch jack of all trades.
No, no, no. Absolutely. And for like for a guy like with my lifestyle, which is basically working from home, got
Hmm.
young kids, not going to an office per se because I am working from home. Uh, go to maybe a wedding once a year. Something like an
Hmm.
Aquaterra is perfect. Is
Yeah, you
absolutely
can.
the jack of all trades, like you said.
Yeah, it does it all. But Pete McConville had a good point about that too. Where
Hmm.
he was mentioning, I don't think he was talking about the Aquaterra. I forgot what video it was, but he was saying that a watch that does everything, but it doesn't do one thing very, very well.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
would
yeah,
you
yeah,
rather have, a watch that does something really, really well, or one that can do everything so
yeah,
so?
yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, man, maybe I should get a dress watch, at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah, and I think he was also saying like to that similar point, like having like too many everyday watches, right, is a bad thing too. But
Hmm.
yes, I mean, like, do you want a watch that um is a jack of all trades like an Alcantara, or do you want watches that do specific things? And I think, look, I think if you have like a small collection, right, like three watches, two or three watches,
Yeah, it's like yeah, four. Yeah.
yeah, I think like yeah, an Aquaterra Jack of all trades is perfect. Now, when you go into a collection that you have like 10, 12, 15, 20 watches, and you have a couple of watches that do everything, that are a couple of Jack of all trades, then it kind of, I think it loses the effectiveness of its worthiness in the collection, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because
Yeah.
if the chances are, if you have that many watches, you have a watch for every single kind of thing, right?
Yep.
And then like
Yep.
having like an Aquaterra may not make sense unless, like, then like maybe you have, I mean, two-tone Aquaterras are beautiful, right? So then you have
Yeah.
like that two-tone watch. Um, but I always get caught up then eventually that, like, I go through a phase where, like, oh man, I just want a couple of nice dress watches, and then, like, do I
Hmm.
want to tie up the budget with something like that? This is fairly reasonable.
Yeah,
All
it's a
right,
dress watch to me. I mean, it's
yeah,
gorgeous.
as a dress piece, right? Yeah, I mean, for sure, but it kind of just leaves me wanting more. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um,
Down the
but
path.
no, but not to, like, I mean, I would keep this watch. I mean, this watch to me is has got so many good things going
Hmm.
for it that would separate itself from anything that I have in my collection. Um, yeah, high accuracy quartz, right? Very, very cool to have that. Great, great dial. High polish, like really high polish, Swarovski polishing. You know what I mean? Like all that it's really missing, Rob, and it's because it's a quartz, is like some ornate design right? Which
Right.
I mean, this is probably as good as you're gonna get with a quartz watch with a case back, and I'm
Oh yeah.
totally fine with that. But with something that's a manual wind dress piece, like the decoration, the engraving, that's what's lacking here. And so then like maybe I can go and get like something a special piece like that and add it to the collection. Do
Yeah.
you
It
ever?
makes sense. It makes sense completely. I find myself in the same boat because I'm always like, well, I should just get something really dedicated. And I'm never
Yeah,
dressed up. I dress up like twice
yeah,
a year.
yeah, yeah.
Once, a wedding, whatever. Another time, like I go to this wine event up in wine country
Oh,
up in Northern
yeah,
California.
yeah,
I'm going this week actually.
yeah, yeah.
So
Nice.
every time I'm there, I'm like, I should really have it because you have to dress up for the thing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
really
yeah,
should have a dress watch. Wow, if I it's but then I asked myself like, well, aside of the two times a year,
yeah.
when else are you gonna when? So I settled on, or I'm thinking about getting a watch that does. It can be a dress watch, but you could still kind of wear it too,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Mm-hmm.
won't be. It's not as sporty as an Aquaterra. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been kicking around the idea of a Reverso, just to
Ooh,
have, which
yeah,
started off as a sport watch, but now it's in
yeah,
dress
yeah,
watch territory, and now I have something that can kind of do both. So
yeah.
I don't know. You know me.
I
That means I'll buy one in like 3 years. It's gonna be
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I look. Here's the thing I would say about that. I mean, I would argue. Okay, so like I definitely get some anxiety when I have watches in my collection that I don't wear, right? I definitely
Mhm.
do. Um, but I think the mindset when it comes to a dress watch, I approach it differently. Now, I have had dressier pieces. I have had sold them.
Mhm.
So take that for what it's worth, right? But when I
Yeah.
when I have a dress piece like this one, like I don't wear it that often, and I wear it at night, and obviously I don't wear it to a special occasion. I don't get anxiety for not wearing this watch, right?
Right.
Um, because in my mind, it's my dress watch, and I can handle it being only used for special occasions, right?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
my sub, on the other hand, if I don't, I make a, I personally set time away aside on a daily basis almost at some point to wear the sub
Hmm.
because that watch I feel like I should be wearing. I want to wear it anyway. I want to. It's not that I'm
Right.
not. I'm not. It doesn't have a one foot out the door ever. I mean, that watch is always going to stay in my collection. But
Yeah.
like, I want to wear it, and I want it, and it's an everyday watch. It should be worn every day. Um, and I've had several other like sportier pieces in my collection that I've sold because I was just like, oh, just not wearing this, man. I'm feeling
Yeah.
anxious. I don't feel that way about dress watches.
Hmm.
So what I'm getting at is it possible that for you, could that work? Could like trying to like frame that in your mind that, okay, yes, I'm spending a whole lot of money on a reverso here. Am I okay with wearing this twice a year?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think with a Reverso, it's favorite brand,
Yeah,
like I could justify it. Like
yeah,
I have
yeah.
that same problem going on with a lot of my sports watches.
Hmm.
And one of my students even said that to me. He's got a tag, but hey, in the 11th grade. How many
Yeah,
11th
yeah.
graders forget, right? I didn't,
Right, right. No.
but he's like, oh yeah, wow, another silver watch with a rotating bezel. How
Yeah.
original, Mr. Diaz. And I'm like, I hate you because you're not wrong.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, you got
It's
me. What do you do? What do
Pete
you
saying,
do?
I mean, Paul's here, kind of is, but always also more tooly with better tactic. Okay, I'm sorry, Paul. It looks like I jumped into a different conversation. James here. I got into this hobby through dress watches, so they will always have a big part of my collection. Oh, very interesting. Okay. Um, Mr. Casio, I have a gorgeous Jaeger and Benziger that makes the perfect dress watch for formal events. Absolutely. I love
Hmm.
that. That's a great
Those are
watch that he
nice,
has. And
nice
and it's
watches.
funny that you brought that up, Steve, because I had been kind of looking at some old pictures of my Jaeger and Benziger and kind of reminiscing and thinking to myself, for the price point of that watch and for what you get for it, right? With the guilloche, is that something that I should like, bring back bring back to the collection? And so like I went on Watch Buys and let me pull that up. This is going to be a little bit of a show and tell, Ross. So if there's anything you want me to bring up, I'll definitely
Oh
bring it
no,
up.
no.
Um, so what Steve has is a watch that looks very much like this. And it's gorgeous,
Oh,
right?
look at that. That's nice.
Yeah, you got
That's nice.
definitely very influenced by Breguet here with the Breguet hands
Hmm.
and the Romans going, and you got some guilloche in the middle there. And the back.
Wow.
Now this is a watch. I think it's 38 millimeters
Hmm.
case diameter, and this is a new old stock movement from a company that no longer exists, but they made manufactured their mechanical movements,
Hmm.
widespread movements that were reliable and good movements, and pretty, I think, pretty easy to service. Um, and it's such a great little watch. It's such a cool piece. And they recently came out with, and that's 38. They
38, yeah.
recently came out with a 42,
Hmm.
um, which is, just a slightly bigger, right? Um, Let me see if that pops up here. And and then the movement side, and so like, I gotta. They Watch Bites doesn't really tell you much about the movement. I'm wondering if this is definitely not the same movement on the 38. I'm wondering if it's a Unitas, 64, 97, or 98. I'll have to do
Yeah.
some research. But I mean, look at I mean, Sunray Thai style guilloche, which is very, very German. Um, Benzinger, Joachim Benzinger, a great. I mean, he's known. He's a special talent, and an art that is pretty much dying out, right? You don't really have too many people doing these hand guilloches on the rose turn engine. Um, and then of course he has his own brand, and it's a little bit more adventurous in design, a
Hmm.
little bit maybe too adventurous for my style. A lot of
Ooh, yeah.
skeletonized type watches here, um, but so I mean that's a little much for me.
That is.
Um,
I
and
mean, I
and then
like the
now,
craftsmanship, but yeah, that's much. That's
right, right, and there's some of his other watches are toned down in the front. But now we're looking at a price point that is 8 to 9, and that um, for me, with a dress piece is probably getting a little too pricey.
hmm.
And that's why his collaboration with Kay Yeager, um, and with these Jaeger and Benzinger is more of an attractive option again.
Right.
Um, but just great stuff. Let me just catch up with the chat. Um, Wei Ben is totally okay with wearing a dress watch every day with t-shirt and shorts. Yeah, I mean, oh man, I would love to. If if my kids were a little bit older, I'm just afraid that they're just gonna knock into it and just like really mess it up. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
may be which may be an irrational fear. I mean, your boys are a little bit older than my kids. I would
Yeah.
imagine there's a lot of rough housing
One is a
going on.
lost cause. He's not into watches at all.
Yeah,
But the 9 year old, he's like, I love that watch that says IWC on it. And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
gotcha. You're
yeah.
gonna be the savior after I'm dead. You'll take care of these watches, Andrew. You'll take it over.
That's awesome. Hey,
Bill's like, I
Junior.
don't care. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm sure you guys like wrestle around, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, yeah. So like, like me, like that's where I fear, like, wearing in Wayben's case, wearing a watch with t-shirt and jeans, which is
Mhm.
like, I love the concept, but if I'm in t-shirt and jeans, I'm usually with the kids, and they have
Yeah.
no concern about my body, and they just throw themselves on me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, let's see
Yeah.
here.
It's funny you mentioned that too. Like t-shirt jeans. One time I was, in my blunt pun, I was gonna custom strap, and I've always said, beater watches, but whatever watch I'm wearing, that's the watch that's I'm wearing, no matter what happens.
Hmm.
So lo and behold, we're rocking the blunt pun, and a buddy of mine calls up, "Hey, swing by. Yeah, we're having some beers." We're like, "All right, sure, I'll come by." And then he's like, "Yeah, so I'm gonna try and drop the transmission in my 442. I need your help." What? So there I am helping, like trying not to get any oil or
Yeah.
dirt on this $300 custom strap.
Yeah.
Ah. It's like,
It's scary.
maybe,
Yeah.
the thing to
Yeah.
this whole beater watch deal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that I do a lot of watch switch outs during the course of the day, but most of the time I'm also wearing like a G-Shock, so that's part of the rotation. I'm
Hmm.
it's crazy. I'm switching watches like 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah.
But it's a nice little break, you know.
Hmm.
We've been saying here he's Grand Seiko Heritage Collection is my sweet spot, dressy, sporty, dressy. Yeah, can't go wrong with that for
Yeah,
sure.
they own that
Um,
market right there.
they do, yeah, pretty much, right? Dress watches make me feel like a fancy boy. Divers don't do that. BJ considers his Omi Watari to be a dress watch, and I wear that all the time. Good for you, man. That's awesome. Um, let's see here. Paul's like, dress watches are not for me. More Hemingway than Fitzgerald. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Wilson loves the Sea of Clouds. Um, for me, Bruno says a dress watch needs to be 28 millimeters or smaller and thin. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm with you, Bruno. Um, yeah, I mean, definitely thin. Like I almost want to not. I also almost want to forget that the watch is there when I'm wearing a dress piece, you
Hmm.
know? And I think maybe that's part of the point. Um, but like with this, although this is larger than the 38 millimeter, um, this feels like, well, because it's quartz. But when I had that Jaeger and Benzinger, barely like felt it on wrist, and when I had the Godoki, which is another dress piece that I just um, definitely regret selling.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, that barely felt uh, like I was on wrist. Bobby, key is to ignore what you think a dress watch goes with. Jeans, white tee, dress watch can be great. Slayer t-shirts maybe a stretch though. Well, I mean, Hobby Bobby, I think Slayer t-shirts can go with anything. Wilson agrees. Slayer t-shirt always plays. Moser is a dressy watch. Do you think
Yeah.
that heritage that you like so much, do you see it as a dressy watch or you see it more
I
or less
wouldn't
as like
try and pull that off as a dressy watch. It's just
you
a
probably could though, right?
really expensive aviation piece. I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You could. Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
could. But
yeah.
like the other posts were saying, like when it comes to dress pieces, I was always like, 42 millimeters, fine. Now
Hmm.
when I look at them, I'm like, yeah, you want something light,
Hmm.
unobtrusive, maybe
Hmm.
a little smaller case size. So the
Yeah.
taste is definitely changing in that regard. So I'm agreeing with
Well,
the
yeah. Well, so
38.
so
Yeah.
so Time Hill's asking definition of a dress watch. So you're more with a smaller size now, a thinner. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Look, all our definitions are different, right? This is just our opinions, right? So
Mhm.
I'm with you, 38 or smaller for sure. Um, Thin. I would even say like um, it doesn't have to be a precious metal,
Mhm.
um, but
Yeah.
um, I think it could. I think it should be. Right? But it depends on your means, you know what I mean? Like, or
Right.
or if you're comfortable wearing that or not, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be. None
Yeah.
of
There
my
are some
dress
real
watches,
hardliners in
yeah,
that follow that. It's
right, exactly.
gotta be
And there's
gold.
also real hardliners that will say that it has to be just a three-handed movement or a two-handed movement, right?
Right. Hmm.
So,
Like
like for
Frank.
me, a
Yeah.
real dressy piece is almost a boring piece, right? Because I see like a dressy piece like a Calatrava, right? Like just like
Hmm.
a three hand movement, maybe with a date, maybe not. Doesn't have to have a date.
Yeah.
Um, but if it's gonna be just a plain three-handed movement, um, I would, if I could afford it, prefer to be a precious metal piece.
Yeah.
Um, but if there's like some like guilloche going on, right? Like the Jaeger and Benzinger, like
Hmm.
to me that then I don't need it. Stainless steel is fine. It makes no sense. My logic makes no sense, right? Or
Yeah.
it
I'm
only
all
makes
over
sense.
the place as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but um, but I think thin is huge, right?
Hmm.
Leather strap, right? I
Definitely.
picture
Yeah.
it,
That's.
right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. What chat? What do you consider a dress watch? And give an example. You know what? Give me examples of what you a dress piece in your collection, or a dress piece that you perhaps aspire for, and we'll throw it up, and then we'll get Ra's take and my take on it. Um, Chaz, I'm gonna need a manicure if we don't get off this topic soon. Well, you might as well sit down and get a pedicure, Chaz, because we're gonna be talking about dress pieces for a little bit. Um, I'm really specific about dress watches, smaller, very thin, preferably manual wind, and a two-hander or small seconds. No day complication. Neff, I think I'm with you most of the. Yeah, I think I'm with you on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Marceau's my criteria for a dress piece is pretty low. A night out at Olive Garden totally requires my Moser. Moser and breadsticks from Olive Garden, right? You can't go wrong. Um, Bruno, his dress piece is a 36 millimeter Explorer. So, I'm glad that Bruno had said that, because now what is a dress watch in this day, right? I mean, like people
Hmm.
people say, hey, my sub, I could wear my sub with a tuxedo. You know what I mean? And the sub is obviously a diver, a legendary diver. I mean, like, can the 36 millimeter Explorer
Hmm.
pass as a dress watch?
I think it
Sure,
can. I think it
sure.
certainly can.
Yeah.
I mean, that case size, it's
Mm-hmm.
not overbearing. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great watch.
Yeah.
Sends a message
Three-hander.
that, hey, you might, you're also active, kind of, so
Yeah. Yeah. You could
I mean, totally pass.
put it on a strap, take it off the bracelet if you want.
Hmm.
I can it's one it's like the aqua it's like your Aquaterra, right? I mean, it's pretty versatile.
Hmm.
Caliber, he doesn't wear a majority of his watches. Yeah. Paul wouldn't mind a Breguet. James, I wear my dress watches with a black Dickies work shirt. I am a walking contradiction. Nah, I'd love to see that, James. I'd love to run into you in the street. Um, UJ makes a beautiful dress watch. Yeah, absolutely. Urban Jurgensen. Um, Darrow, he got a Tissot T-Sport V8 last week. Closest thing I bought in 15 years to a dress watch. Sounds like Bobby is a 2 to 3 watch guy. Nope, nope. I want more. I want them all. Now, this is a good um,
Yeah.
option, right? The Geo
Hmm.
panel, could it be panel reverse, panel reserve, panel lunar, I think.
Yeah, the Luna. Yeah.
Those are good watches. Let's see here.
Oh, nice.
Suit original. Now, those watches have a little bit more going on than what I've been talking about as a dress watch, right? But I mean, I love this piece, right? Hold on,
Hmm.
let me let me get it up here on screen. Um, Look at that. Um, the
That's
nice
nice.
date. I mean, it's very, very sure. I mean, like it reminds, I mean, it reminds you a little bit of a Longa, but I'm sure, it's got its own different, particular style. But that's a beautiful, beautiful piece.
Yeah, it is. That is. That's something.
Yeah, that is something. Does an MB&F Legacy Machine Perpetual count as a dress watch?
It's more of a
Uh,
spaceship.
yeah, it counts as a spaceship, right? I think those kind of pieces are just like some like crazy statement type piece that is
Yeah,
maybe transcends what genre watch it is. It's just like it's MB&F,
yeah,
boom, you
hmm
know.
yeah,
Um, Paul Ming 27.01 and 36 mm Explorer are my dress pieces. Yeah, no complaints there, man. Um, Joey B saying, I think the concept of the dress watch is almost dead. Go to a wedding and take a look at other watches there. Mostly smart watches, a Datejust or a GS really class the place up. Yeah, Joey, it's hard to argue with that point. The concept of dress watches is, I don't know if it's almost dead, but I think we're the only people who really care about it.
yeah. That's a good way to put
Collectors,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Um, uh, Justice ain't ultimate. I like all things nobody notices or cares. Exactly. Um, Amin loves the Jaeger and Benzinger. Um, Joey be following up his point. That said, great dress watch is a true thing of beauty. I don't think it's essential. Wear a sub or a GMT message to a wedding, you still have the classiest watch on the table. Um, Peter sees, I think J&B got some more NOS movement for the 42 could be Unitas. Yeah, I gotta find out um, what it is. Um, Paul saying, I agree. There is a time and a place for a gorgeous dress watch. Unfortunately, I'll never be invited to places like that without being the first being called sir, followed by get out. uh, hey, Mary Pierre, I bought a Seiko Tank 5 years ago. I wore it 3 times for official functions. Got it because I did not want to spend the money on a dress. And look, that's the other thing, like,
hmm
spending the money on a dress watch. I get the argument, like, you're only gonna wear it very rarely. Why spend that
yeah,
money?
yeah. You're getting your money's worth out of it, are
Yeah,
you? You
yeah, yeah. But for me, again, I think I can separate that a little bit.
know?
Um, I don't know if I can go. Look, I mean, like I would spend the money if I can to get that Kadoki back, and that we're talking about a ten or $11,000 watch.
Yeah.
Um, that's the only one I excited. Other than that, I don't see myself spending that kind of money on anything else. That's a dress piece or that's any kind of piece, right? Um, but that's probably the only exception, just because I had it and I loved it, and I
hmm
and I want it back. Um, Paul says also, Paul, with a lot of good stuff here today, it also depends on how you view yourself. Active lifestyle, yuppie. I don't board, trains, or retire to a study. I think, yeah, I mean, I want to retire to a study. Um, let's see here. Scott saying a Cartier tank could also take more of a beating than most ETA-based dive watches. Um, However, you can get away with any outfit and a VC 1921. Oh man, that's such a great watch. Um, hey, Deech is saying here, my Sea of Clouds is my dress watch, or my Alex Shurkarov from on the deluxe. Love them both. Wayban said, I would wear my Nomos with a Slayer t-shirt. Nice. Not that I would ever wear a Slayer t-shirt. Wayban, I'm going to send you a Slayer t-shirt, and I want you to take a picture wearing your Nomos with a Slayer
Yeah.
t-shirt. You'll go to So Classy. So are you a precious metal kind of guy, or could be, Ra? Precious
I could
metal?
be, because like we were talking about a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm starting to like two tones now, and that
Yeah, yeah,
never
yeah.
happened.
Okay.
And I'm looking at this two tone, looking at that two tone. So who knows what the next couple of years are going to hold? Is it going to stay at two tone, or is it going to go full gold?
Yeah.
So We'll see. And I like that Yachtmaster 42, and that's white gold. So
Yeah, that's a beautiful watch, man.
yeah, times are changing.
Times are changing. A Saxonia Thin, quintessential dress piece. Yeah, very beautiful piece. Yeah, and I think you could probably get those in mid to high teens, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh, Patrimony, another classic. Um, BC Patrimony, the answer to the Patek Calatrava, probably for less. AZ Clayton, his Mylonga 1850 up down is my dress piece. I've worn it on a NATO, no shame. Um, it's a beautiful watch too. Uh, good point. A strap bracelet can make the watch dress up or dress down. Uh, Enra, I will show you a deal on a Moser Heritage, a funky blue. Pressure to buy a watch can
Here
come
we
full
go.
circle.
Oh no, I'm supposed to do the pressuring. Don't pressure me. They really like that watch. Oh God, it's nice.
Okay. Hey, Kevin. Kevin's here. Those geos are so thick, may fail some people's definition of dress. Yeah. But I wonder, are some thicker than others though, right? Or are they all the same thickness? Probably because they probably all use the same case. But the panel reserve is as thick as a lunar. Possibly. I don't know. I think my buddy who had it as an older panel reserve
Hmm.
also was commenting how like it is a little bit thick. But yeah, you're probably right about that. Glassute. I gotta I have to say it right. Glassute. That's it. Glassute. I hope Wolfie watches this. Glasuta. James Duffy. I was looking at the Panomanic Lunar the other night. Too rich for my ghetto blood. Terry Bullard also a good dress watch. Very true. Very
Yeah.
true.
Hmm.
Um, Hazy Clayton. All this talk, and I'm looking at my Omega CK 859 on brown leather as a dress watch. Great.
Those are nice.
Those are nice and great um, movement side.
Mhm.
I love that side of the watch as well. Dress watch, Santos. Santos could be dressy for sure. Yep, and sporty. Um, yeah, the Kadoki too. I know Wilson is a big fan. Oh, thank you, Steve. How you doing? Timex Giorgio Galli S1. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Timex Giorgio. Why am I saying Giorgio? Okay. Let's look at here. I mean, that's a nice looking watch, man. I mean,
Yeah,
like
that's not bad. I like it.
that's not bad at all. Oh,
Hmm.
450, right? You could probably get a discount on that. Well, at least 15% off, over here on the side. But
Yeah, it's nice.
that's a nice looking watch.
It's classy.
Classy, yeah, for sure. Let's see specs. Does it tell you what the movement is? It's a mechanical auto wind. Okay, but it's
38
maybe
mil, yeah,
yeah.
11 millimeters thick. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Good pick, Steve. Um, Stefan's my dress watch is the LUC Sport. Very, very nice. Um, Piaget Polo Sport might be worth a look. That's definitely a sporty piece. I guess you could dress it up with the strap, right? Let's take a look here.
It's
I
not
mean,
bad. I
I
like
mean, it
it.
definitely has a sporty element to it,
Hmm.
but with this leather strap, it's not so bad. Yeah, as a dress piece, I mean, it's a great watch.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks good. I think Wolfie might have one of these. Maybe not in this dial color, but I think he's got one. Chopard LEC does they do make great. I mean, they're beautiful watches. Um, I'm not a huge fan of Revolution watch, but they had a collab with a Chopard LEC, and it
Hmm.
was a beautiful watch. Let's see here. I thought I went men. Let's see. Can I do gender? Yep. Let's do men. View results. Okay, that's the Desert Eagle. Um, this is a great world timer, by the way. This
Yeah.
show card. Um, I think I already passed. Let's look at this one. I mean,
Hmm.
that micro rotor. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I love those.
And this probably looks like a little more of a sportier piece. Um,
I like the blue and the gold though. Really offsets.
yeah, yeah, agreed. Oh, look at this rose gold. Ooh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, smooth.
Oh, all right. I'm making weird noises about watches again. I gotta stop doing that. Um, LUC Shopard is quickly becoming one of my favorite brands. So many beautiful, absolutely very underrated, so underrated, right? I mean, like,
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure you probably can walk into a boutique or an AD and get a discount on these, I would imagine, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think these are selling at MSRP. Do you think, Ra? Or
I don't think so, but I've been wrong
yeah,
before.
yeah,
But I don't think they're
absolutely.
still. Sorry, I would go
Uh,
for a discount.
another favorite of mine, the Parmigiani 1950 Tonda. Let's get that. Let's see here. I mean, forget the price because we know that these things they drop off
Oh
in
yeah,
price in the secondary, but I mean
that's nice.
that's a good looking
Yeah,
watch.
love the hands.
Oh yeah, on this one. Um, I hate that it opens up in a different browser page. I love this one too. This is a
Yeah,
very, very sweet
that
watch.
is really nice.
Yeah, good suggestion there, Amin, for sure. Um, let's see here. Oh, Joey. Thanks, Joe, for the Kadoki 2 foot. I appreciate it. I'm not giving up on that watch. I am not giving up on it. Um, Joey, the Ketelars is fantastic. I would definitely wear that to a formal event. The Ketelars is also very, very good looking. Um, Cho getting a lot of love. Yeah, and that salmon dial LEC was amazing. Um, let me see if I can pull that up. See if they still have it on their website. Uh, um, shop limited edition pieces. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. I mean, this is ridiculous, right?
Ooh,
But
yeah.
I mean, look at that thing. Mm. But they had a non-tourbillon
Hmm.
version of that watch. Uh, I don't. Oh, here we go. I love this thing. I
Yeah, that's
I
nice.
absolutely love it. Um, can I just get a zoom in here? Let's just look at the case back. Let's see. Can I zoom in? That's zooming out, which is weird. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. Zoom. There we go. I mean,
Wow.
that is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Damn. It's
Yeah.
a nice one.
Uh, yeah, Chopard getting a lot of, I'm great. Chopard is getting a lot of love. I'm happy that it is because it is a great looking watch, and I think you can get it for great prices.
Mm-hmm.
I was this close to getting a Tonda 1950 over Datejust at 6K and didn't do it. Still mildly miffed about that. The crazy thing is because especially in the beginning of the year, the new designed Tonda and other Parmigiani watches that came out, the older stuff was getting the prices were going up on the older ones, and you could have found a Tonda, maybe a 10-year-old Tonda, um, probably for around like I think 5K,
Oh
on
wow.
eBay, yeah. But those prices have been going up. Fierce
Mm-hmm.
Brunswick, good looking watch, yeah. I've had one on for review. Very, very impressed. I thought it was a little pricey. Um, that was just my only gripe about it. I just thought, for a watch that, I mean, that is not, you know, um, very, very well known, Fierce Company. I know they revitalized the brand and it was an older brand, but um, I thought they were asking for much. But I mean, they've got quite the following, for sure. Um, Wow, thanks guys for so much of the great suggestions here. Someone mentioned the Omega CK859, and then I found the Louis Erard Excellent Petite Seconds looking similar to that.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, yeah. Well, I mean, so so I don't know after going through this exercise today if I'm any closer to um, looking for a dress piece or not. I have been
Yeah.
though, Ra, I got to tell you, you know, um, because of, life stuff, and, kids going to school and paying for school and,
Mm-hmm.
renovations to the house and all that kind of stuff. Like I've been rethinking like, what my watch collecting priorities, at least for the short term are, not necessarily the long term,
Mm-hmm.
but the short term. And I may have to play in a range where I'm totally fine with. And there's a lot of quality there, like around the 2 to 3 thousand range when it comes to Chronos. Well, I mean, I still think I want a Speedy. I think I'll make an exception to that and
Yeah.
GMT. But
Mm-hmm.
there's some other great watches. Zen. I think I have to go back and take revisit Zen watches
Mm-hmm.
and really,
With all that stuff,
stop. Yeah.
with all that stuff happening in your life and this and being busy, like it helped me like really focus on what I really wanted instead of
hmm
just like playing games. You know,
That's a great
what do I
point, man.
really want? Yeah.
That's a great point. I mean, like, circumstances outside of watch collecting may help me narrow down um,
Mm-hmm.
what what I can look at and consider, at least for the near term. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was all over the place. I was
Mm-hmm.
seriously all over the place, and now and what you just said, I don't know why it just hit home with me. I mean, I've been thinking it, but like maybe hearing it from you just now, just like
Mm-hmm.
really kind of put it in perspective in my mind that it's going to eliminate a lot of other options, which is actually a good thing because too many
Yeah.
options drives you crazy, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
paralysis of analysis, and you know, but maybe I just need to just follow what the world is telling me and just like narrow it down. But yeah, man, watch collecting
Hard
ain't
to do.
easy.
No.
uh, Peter C, interesting stream. Thanks for the discussion. Um, Longines Silver Arrow is a great dress piece for. Yeah, that's a great point, BJ.
Yeah.
The Silver Arrow is great watches. Great watch for sure. Longines again. I gotta stop talking about it and just like pick up a couple of Longines, man. Uh, yeah, yeah. Don't worry, I will, Wilson. I will. There are exceptions to everything. Um, thank you, Bill. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. New super focused Bobby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How definitely new and super focused for sure. Rob, what do you got going on this week? Just working?
uh, no, just working and then
Yeah.
driving up to Paso Robles Friday for that wine event where I'm going to wish I had a dress watch. And I
Is
don't.
that? I'm sure I'm sure the Aquaterra, whatever you wear, is just going to be perfect anyway.
Yeah.
But
The last time I went, I wore the JLC. So this time I'm probably going to do
yeah,
Aquaterra. Like, we'll see.
yeah. So is that so? Help me out with the geography of where you live. Is that's not Napa, right? I mean, that's Napa's way
Oh,
too
no, no,
far
no,
away.
no, no.
Yeah.
This is in it's not as far north as Napa, but
Uh-huh.
it's you know, state is so big. It's a 7 hour drive easily from here.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it's gonna be rough. I'm still gonna try and make the stream on Friday though, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, yeah, though you for sure. And will you be up there
Hmm.
or? Oh,
Yeah,
nice, nice, nice.
so we'll see how it
So
goes.
m- driving question. So like I was talking with some friends about how long certain states are. Like
Hmm.
um, but our friend Clayton was telling me like how long like Texas is. It's like you start one day and you're still driving it the next day.
Oh man, yeah,
But
go across
California,
Texas.
north to south. I mean,
That's where
how?
they get you. That's
So
where they
like if
get you.
you so okay, so from where you are to like the border to Oregon, like
Oh
how
yeah,
long?
we've done that trip. Not last year, but the year before, and like we stopped off twice.
Yeah,
Because we wanted to go camping and do all this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So I mean, you could do it in a day, but it's one hell of a drive.
yeah,
It is one hell
yeah.
of a drive.
Like 12 hours?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 12 hours when you're with the wife and kids.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I follow. Sure,
Alone,
sure.
I don't care. I'm flying.
Yeah. Guys are having a little bit of fun at my expense. Yeah, Kevin S. Laser focused. That's me. Sure, sure. Um, Joey B. To catch you up, Bobby's laser focus. Keith is considering a dress wash. Poor Keith. Uh, um, awesome. Well, Rob, thank you so much
Oh, hey, no problem.
for
Thanks for
joining me
having me.
tonight. Yeah, yeah, and
It's fun as
look
usual.
forward to seeing you on Friday
Oh
in
yeah,
sort of wine country, right? Is it? What?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. There are a lot
yeah,
of wineries over there, but it's not like Napa. Napa's like the,
yeah,
like
yeah. The place, right?
the big deal.
Um,
Yeah.
Chat. Thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate you guys and for all the support throughout the few years here that I've been doing this channel, and it really means a lot to me. I know all of you, and a lot of you are I consider really good friends. Um, so again, I appreciate it. And have a good night, and we'll see
Hey,
you on Friday. Take care.
yep. Night,
Good
guys.
night.